Well, we have another big wash here. You see the big wash there, but this means that it was very deep here. Okay, we're now in the town of Good Springs Church, and this is not a total ghost town. Some people call it a ghost town, but it's actually very well occupied. We're just going to drive around and look around and see what Good Springs has to offer. I know it's a pretty neat place. We may stop and explore some of the buildings. Most of this is private property, so... Okay, there's the Campbell Stone Cabin, one of the early settlers here in Good Springs. Okay, and we just passed the stone cabin back there. Now we're going to come to one of the old wooden buildings. It had electricity at one time, tin roof, tar paper covered walls. You know, the old miners were easy to please. If they had a roof over their head, they were happy. Good Springs Community Club. They have gatherings. This is a Good Springs mining district. We might come back to that sign. Okay, and there's an underground roof cellar house, some old ore carts. Okay. Rest in peace, Jeff. That's another old miner shack. Somebody was probably living in it. Some old timer. I'd be willing to bet this was one of the old fire department buildings, because it's got the siren up on top of that water tank. Now we're coming to a modern house, which we'll just kind of pass by. Okay, and here we're coming up to one of the most important buildings in Good Springs. Good Springs General Store. And the Pioneer Saloon. Pioneer Saloon is one of the oldest buildings in this section of Nevada. It's been pretty much continuously open as a saloon restaurant since the mid-20s or earlier. And right next to it here used to be a two-story hotel boarding house. And in 1961 or 62, it burnt down, clear to the ground, total loss. But we're going to turn around and go back, and we'll look at some more sections of Good Springs. Probably not going to turn the camera off and on too many times. Okay, up on the side of the hill was a large stamp mill processing plant for Good Springs Mines. Now, Good Springs was founded as a gold mining claim. But the one thing about Good Springs is it had its period of gold mining. It got very popular, very big. Then it expanded. When Good Springs started expanding, and here's the saloon again. This is a really hot spot for motorcycle riders for their road trips and other organizations that come out. The food is excellent. It's like a 5-star food. Really great. But as I was saying, is the gold is what started Good Springs. There we have a bunch of old miners' cabins up there. And there's a lot of old homes, a lot of new homes. In Good Springs. We're going to drop down one more street. We'll go up here to the corner. That was a very old mining home. We're going to come up here with the family and we're going to do the walking tour one day, and I'll photograph all this with the walking tour. But we need to have more people with us. I have my granddaughter with me today. We're just driving around. There's the Good Springs School, elementary school. Back in the days when this was old mining, back in the 20s, that was probably one-room schoolhouse. Probably did all the way up to high school. Not a lot of kids went to high school back then. By the time high school rolled around, most of them had jobs. All right, here we go. K-Ghost, AM 1610. Good Springs at one time, or still does, have a radio station. I don't think they do anymore, but at one time they did. And a lot of these homes are very well taken care of. We got good homes over there, old buildings. Got a very old building over here. Some more old buildings across the street over here. We're now going to be turning down Main Street. You know, a lot of these buildings are old. Some people have left the exterior age. I'm not going to say deteriorate, but I'm going to say age, in order to keep the rustic original look of the building, which is very, very important when you're looking at a historical district. Other peoples have remodeled them and fixed them up to make them look like brand new homes. Either way, it doesn't matter, as long as they're still standing. If they're standing, you know, and occupied, that's great. Boy, look at that rock wall over there. Rocks the size of semi-trucks. We're going to turn around down here and we'll take another street. I was trying to head to another mine that had a bunch of historic buildings, but wasn't able to do it. They had it blocked off. Hey, look at that. Colored rock stack. More markers for the Area 51 spaceships. Okay, now, as we go back up, this didn't have too many older homes on it, but we'll go back up here and take a look. I'm just driving along each block, letting you see what's going on. That's an old home. We have a real old metal building there and another one next to it. That's old. A lot of trees. Good Springs is known as Good Springs because of the water here. Very prolific water, very, very large amount of water here. Oh, there we have some horses and some horse people. Now these buildings are old. They've just been very, very well maintained. Very old building right there. There's a clock house. Very beautiful yard here at this house. Old metal shed. Workshop. You know, in a town like this, not everybody did mining. But there was a lot of things that was mining related. You know, mines have equipment. Miners need tools fixed. Miners need things taken care of and repaired. Blacksmiths, general mechanics. Newer mobile home. Got a beautiful two-story house here on this side. Could use a little updating, but that's okay. Not a lot to see on this street. I think we'll go over one more street. Now looking out the window over here, there's an old Indian style house. Okay, if you look right here, it says for sale. And what's interesting right here, 5-acre parcel. That's a base for either a mine or a well. And I'd be more thinking it would be a well.